Welcome to Tech and Heels with our host, Rita.
Welcome to this episode of Tech and Heels, where I have the lovely Marta as the star guest. And she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, her path, and how she became an entrepreneur and businesswoman.
I don't know how to describe what I'm doing because I'm doing so many things at the same time that I don't know what is the title. But right now I'm designing, developing, maintaining, updating sites, scaling projects, helping people build their brands like more in the website field, giving like some clarity, structure doing the website projects. Basically, I'm now doing everything. I do the selling part, I do the design, the development, everything, the beginning to the end. I always tell people that I do custom web solutions to end.
How long do you have your business open?
2025 will be the answer, yeah.
What's the main tool that you are specialized in?
I specialize in WordPress and Elementor. It depends on the customers because sometimes I've been using other platforms, but I try to specialize in WordPress mainly. Now I've been finishing a shop that I've been doing in CTT Loja de Correios. The system it's mixed with Correios, with the platform, so they handle everything, the delivery and everything. So I've been learning how to use this platform for shops, but mainly I use WordPress with all my projects.
How did you get to be a business owner?
I always liked so many roles, different roles of my sector. And when I've been working for other people, my work was very limited. They were always like telling me, oh, you only have to design, or oh, you only have to develop, or oh, you cannot speak with customers for certain things that we implemented. And I was feeling like some kind of cage. I thought that I wouldn't be able to develop my whole potential. Something very good that I have is that I enjoy starting the project and finish it, like seeing all the beginnings to the end. And that is what I most enjoyed doing. And I thought that staying working for others was going to limit my potential a lot. So I decided to take the risk. Let's see if I can do this thing that I'm doing for others, but on my own project, so I can develop my whole potential. And my plan is that as I'm seeing all the phases, I think I could be having another vision on when my project grows, where to place people on the roles or get in charge of other parts, because I like a lot the selling part, talk with people, business owners, see how I can help them. So I also enjoy that part.
You like the independency of all the phases. You deal with things when you think it's the best way, without any restrictions, just what you think in your experience.
Yeah, because I think that I can see more the impact of what I'm doing, promote a solution, and I can implement that solution and see if that works. And after, I don't know, like see that solution evolving. I think that is the part that I enjoy the most, not following like others people's perspectives or solutions. Could be talking with the business owners, see how I can help.
How did you become an entrepreneur? Like, where did you study? You are from Madrid, right? And you came to Portugal.
I begin in the web design world because I study audiovisual communication. I studied that, or like photography, video, design, a lot of disciplines. And in that moment, I need to do my personal website a lot of years ago, like my portfolio to showcase my work and everything. Yeah. And at the same time, I had a very close friend that was starting her entrepreneurship path, and she was building an artisan brand. She was like making the products on her own and selling them, and I talk to her and I say like, hey, how we can work together. So I do like the pictures of the products. I build like the online store because I was starting to get interested in the web design field. I help her to build everything, like the whole brand and the and putting the products online and see how she was going to structure the project and everything.
This while you were studying, or you were studying, or while you were working?
I think I was working because I mean this was like a seed, It's not like randomly I decide to create my business or became an entrepreneur. It has been like a process that has been growing for a lot of years. Well, I changed a lot personally, and now I see why, because I think that I needed to make a lot of personal changes to handle a business and be able to handle customers and handle people and be able to organize myself and everything. And so it's been like a whole process.
What did you struggle more in this whole process? What do you thought it was more difficult to you?
Well, I think that maybe the difficult part was to accept the person that I needed to become. Because at some point I didn't wanted to face it because it's a lot of responsibility. You have to sacrifice a lot. It took a process for me to accept that this was my path because in the beginning I didn't I didn't want to accept it. Now it seems like it's dumb, but
Yeah.
it makes sense now. But because I had to do a lot of changes, a lot of sacrifices, I had to change my environment a lot. I had to change my mindset. So becoming the person that I need to become to handle this project, because if I was not going to become that person, this wouldn't be working. And now I'm aware of that, but in that moment of or in that times I was not aware completely. I think these damn things that you do sometimes that you want to face, I don't know, reality, like reality showing something and you're like, no.
What did it help you more? This is like a fear of your future version of what helped you.
Life was set up in a way, a lot of things happen in a way that I didn't have a choice. Life was cutting the options for me. This is your choice. So you don't have a choice. So I just accepted. It took a while, but I just decided like, okay, it is what it
Okay,
is. Escape from.
I understand that opportunities came knocking in your door and you didn't, you went for it. But was like something that you did or that you had access to that helped you, overcome this?
I think maybe taking more risk because in the beginning I was more afraid of doing mistakes, putting myself in positions that I could make a mistake and I think that I just stopped with this mindset. I'm very open now to make mistakes, to go to paths that I'm not 100% sure, but then I just figure out things on the meanwhile and I just learn. And I think my mindset changed because in the beginning I was more, I need to have everything set up to do certain things and now no, it's like this is the opportunity. If it's appearing to me, it's because I can do it. Maybe I'm not 100% sure in my subconscious, but if the opportunities arise, then it's because of something. So I just take it. Like I try to not question in that much, or I try to not put a lot of press that sometimes it's not real. I just embrace the opportunity and do my best. And if I commit a mistake, I will learn, know how to do better next time.
It's very important to have that mindset. You have to arrive to the conclusion that failing is good. Just not because someone else tells you, because you can hear this from other people. First thing is arriving to people that say this, that failing is good, and after that accepting internally and just wanting to fail. We most of the times know about things and hear about things and learn about things, but doing the things that are so logical to do, I think that's the difficult step that we all face. And people that can overcome this usually have success. And I mean success because they are happy with their lives. You are incredible for doing that because that's not easy. People that want to open their businesses, they think about their business in the end of the road. They don't think that, okay, that Steve Jobs didn't know how to tie his shoes at some point of his life. He was like us, exactly like us, and he had to take little steps every day to become his own person. And I think most people forget that. So that's why I wanted, one of the reasons that I wanted to invite you, because you are still in the phase that you are finding yourself, like other people that I also invite. But talking about this, tell me like something that you faced. So for example, one difficulty that you were not expecting and you like learned something.
The most difficult thing is always people accept proposals. You, for example, develop a solution. Like sometimes people don't accept that solution or don't want to implement that, or they want to remain in another path. So sometimes you just have to accept the growth of others. Like the growth of my clients do not depend like 100% on me. I just have to accept my limitation on that, because I can see like, okay, if I implement this solution for you, it will be useful for your business. Or and sometimes people don't want to change like their way of doing things because they are comfortable with the process, or they need more time to really go into that path. So I think the difficulty is to accept that. You just have to be very respectful, grow with people in their own path and speed. Lessons that I learned recently.
You see how the business can be more profitable and more scaling, because you can see that from another perspective of someone that's always there. It's different. And sometimes people don't see that yet, or don't accept that yet, or not prepared for that.
I want to transmit this calm and reliable image, because doing a website is very stressful.
This is something that I think people don't know. It's stressful to create a digital product.
Yeah, it is very stressful, because mainly you are like the window of the project. So you just have to like to organize all the project, the structure, like how people are going to see the services and everything. And sometimes people are not 100% clear of how they want to display things. So it can get very stressful for them. So I always try to be the most calm and reliable person that I can be for them to take decisions. Because, well, you will know, like having your own thing is taking decisions the whole day. It's very stressful to be deciding every day.
In my experience, I found there are like three type of clients regarding this. There are ones that don't understand anything about the digital and don't know what they're going to do with that. Then that the others that have ideas and they don't know how to apply that digitally. And then there are others that know exactly what they want, but sometimes it's difficult to reach that vision of them. This is kind of the types of clients that I divided, but all of them have their challenges.
Yeah, definitely. You just have to try to make the things as less stressful as you can. Yeah, it can be very very difficult to finish.
When you have the revisions, you are almost finishing the project and you have the revisions, how do you deal with clients that always want to fix one more thing or add one more thing?
Well, I already created like some limits. Like I have a number of revisions that I do to avoid it, because so if not, it can get endless. They will be asking for revisions the whole day and to change stuff. And also I learned how to tell them that the website is alive. Okay, they do a project for me and it's going to be finished, but it's going to be live, so it's going to be changing. It doesn't have to be the 100 perfection things that they have in their mind.
I also reached that, like the first time that I did my portfolio online, I was like, I wanted the perfect product. And after I started doing projects for my portfolio, I thought, okay, this is version one. This is version one and is online, it's my MVP, and let's see what can be done after. Just launch it. And this is very important to make sure that other people that are going to get your product to understand, especially because you have to comfort them that you're going to be there if they have questions, if they want another project, add some feature. But the main structure needs to be live, including for them to test if that's what's better for them, because we are experts and we know what's best, but we also need to rely in the feedback and the day-to-day experiences that they have. And this is always new, is always growing, there's always new information. Another question that I had for you is, what were your best support during this whole process? It was friends, it was family, it was yourself?
Oh, family, family is very important. I think family is sacred. Like I'm very lucky that I have a family that supports my ideas, and they try to always give me like emotional support and tell me that I can do this, you know. And family and a few friends have been great support, and also have your head very structured for facing like all the challenge.
When you started a business, you gain experience from working with a friend, and then you had more people that you did work like this, and then you decided to open your business and quit your job.
Yeah.
And after that, how long did it took for you to structure the internal part? Because from what I understand, you began doing the product, dealing with clients, having experience in that type of situation. But then for a business to really work without overloading you, it has to be structured internally in a way that I think people don't know or don't talk about. Only people that did a course on business probably know this. So
Yeah.
how was that in your situation?
Well, I came from a business background. Like I did some courses, like business courses. So this helped me a lot to
Okay.
structure my idea and also know how I was going structure this internally, like to know the departments that a business need to have, and like the more internal part that, as you were saying, like not everyone knows about this part, administrative part. Unfortunately, we have to do a lot of paper stuff and not funny, not
Yeah.
funny. So I think that having a knowledge of all of this will help you a lot to structure your idea and to not become only an idea like that is not practical.
So tell me, like, just for people that would want to open their business and are just starting, what would be the main focus, internal structure that they need?
Well, I think that I will suggest people to know their path because I don't feel like there is a rigid way of doing things. I try to avoid a little bit of this mindset because I don't think that every business works the same and it's going to be the same for everyone. I think that people have to walk their path.
But imagine that they don't know anything. They don't know anything, they just have an idea. What would you advise them?
So I will advise them to learn a bit about business.
Do you have any recommendations where they can do that?
I don't know because I think it depends on the type of sector. But what I will do is like, okay, I want to open a business of something, and I will try to learn more about the sector of the business that I want to open to see like the different ways of structure the project and to understand like internally how that business works.
Okay.
Sometimes people have ideas, but they don't know how to put that into a business. I will recommend them to see how they can implement that ideas to be a business, not only an idea, to make it a business.
And where can they reach out to do that? How do you think is the best approach?
Online, no, because there's a lot of information online. Try to search a bit. I don't know. I think through the path you will find the answers. Sometimes come to you just randomly. As you walk in the path, you are going to discover how to make that idea to tangible. So that's why I encourage people to take action and to fail and to test things, because doing all this path you are going to find out like, maybe my idea was this, but now that I'm doing it, I see myself more into this part, and I think that I'm going to be better on that side, because sometimes it can be very different what you think and when you do it. I will encourage them to be more open to experience.
So they should like test in reality what they are trying to figure out.
Yeah. What helped me the most in my path is just to start doing website. What can I improve? Then I don't know. Some project went great. Another one I took long in this feature. Okay, I have to improve this part, or I have to make this better, or I have to structure. But I learned this because I made it. I took action and I was working on it.
I saw your website that I also going to put that information here. It's so user friendly and it's so clear about what you do. So if everyone wants to check it out, they will have the information here. But I see that you speak in plural, like we help you, we do it. And from what I understand, you're the only person that currently is on your business. You don't have anyone like full-time hired. How did you arrive to the conclusion that this should be best to put the information like that?
Because I do so many roles at the same time that I think it just came naturally, even as a way of mental health for me. Because to act like a lot of different persons, and sometimes I have jokes with myself, because they can be some departments that are in a fight, and it's me alone that is in a fight, but there is different roles that are fighting, and I have to solve these. So sometimes if I only use the I just get lost, and I lost the perspective on how I can solve that problem.
Okay.
So I learned to do this like that. And also because my projection is to have like my team in the future, I'm also like trying to hire people for certain tasks. And I didn't want to put myself in a position of like more freelance vision or image. I told you, like, I do a lot of roles, and I noticed that not everyone in my sector do this different roles. So I think it was going to be a good way of position my brand and my work at something different.
No, I think that's very, very interesting, your perspective, because, of course, in the business standing point, it makes it more credible if people think it's a bigger enterprise when they are contacting it. But to make sense for you internally, because people have the imposter syndrome. And this is a very interesting way to deal with that because you clearly are experienced. So sometimes we struggle to show that to other people in a way that make them have confidence in us. Finalize, because we don't have a lot more time, I just wanted to ask you, what would be your advice when you started? If you could give advice to your younger you, what would you say?
To believe more in your vision, to doubt less, action more and doubt less. That will be my advice. Sometimes you miss opportunities for lack of action. So I'm trying to act more, doubt less and act more. Yeah. I think it's everyone. Everyone, sometimes you have doubts. But when you see that after your vision makes sense for people and that you are achieving things, you just feel like a little bit dumb, like why I just doubt myself, like this was happening to me a lot because sometimes I talk with my dad, no, because it's difficult for me to find a reference. I don't have a lot of reference. I don't look very much about what others are doing, and sometimes I complain to my family about this. And someday my dad told me, like, maybe you don't have reference because you are the reference in
Oh,
your,
that's so interesting.
and that led me thinking, like, oh, I never thought about it in that way, but maybe my path is going to influence other people,
It is clearly on this podcast.
maybe I have to look it like that and see, okay, maybe my vision to do something different is going to create like a different path for other people, and I just have to accept it.
I heard two things that really help me. And also, I always say this to other people when we are talking about this subject. One of them is like, if your friend, if your best friend was telling you about this idea or this situation, you would have believed that she could do it. So talk to you like you would talk to your best friend in this situation. The other thing is, I love this one, which is if they told you that you will fail 135 times, but in the 135th time, you will succeed. How happy would you be about waking up and failing one more time? I hear this and I think, okay, maybe I'm one fail away. So I'm going to wake up and just be motivated by this. So this is the two ways that I really like to pass to other people, and I also use for myself. And also I do play a game with myself when I'm doubting it or I'm self-sabotage. It's like, what could be the worst thing if you did it? Like, what would be the worst scenario possible if you did it? And usually always end, will you die? No. So you can do it. It's a little extreme, but usually it's always in them like that. Most of the times it's just things that you imagine in your head, and they are not real, but it can be another completely different way, because you should believe in your vision. According to this common sense, doing within the law, you should always go for it. So do you have anything else that you want to share, Marta, with us?
If you want to contact me through social media, or by email or by Instagram or LinkedIn, even if they want to add me, I'm always open.
Okay, so I will leave all of the contacts here. And Marta, as you could understand from this podcast, she's very personalized in her projects. So if anyone wants a very personalized project, she's the perfect person for that. And I want to thank you for having accepted this invitation and being here today.
Thank you so much, Tito.
Thanks for listening, and see you in the next episode.